She collapsed before they could cut the cake. Just dropped. Middle of the reception, white dress pooling around her on the floor. The groom screamed her name. Guests rushed forward. Someone called 911, but the bride wasn't moving. And across the room, standing perfectly still near the dessert table, the groom's mother watched, her face blank, her hands steady, like she'd been expecting this. Before we dive in, drop a comment and let us know where you're watching from. We'd love to hear from you. If you enjoy stories like this, be sure to like the video, subscribe, turn on the notification bell, and share it with someone who'd love it too. The bride's name was Lauren Hayes, 29, graphic designer, marrying her college sweetheart. The groom was Daniel Park, 31, architect. They'd been together 8 years. Engagement lasted 18 months. A perfect couple, perfect wedding, until someone decided it shouldn't happen. His mother's name was Patricia Park, 62, retired principal, widowed 5 years. Daniel was her only child, her whole world, and she'd decided no woman was good enough for him, especially not Lauren. The ambulance arrived in 6 minutes. Paramedics worked on Lauren right there on the dance floor. Her pulse was weak, erratic, pupils dilated. They asked questions. What did she eat? What did she drink? Daniel couldn't think. Couldn't breathe. Nothing. Just champagne. She was about to have cake, but he stopped. Looked at the cake. 3 tiers. White fondant. Gold accents. Untouched. She didn't eat any cake. Did she taste anything from it? Frosting? A sample? Daniel's mind raced. Then his face went white. The tasting. This morning, Patricia insisted on doing a final taste test of the frosting. The lead paramedic's eyes sharpened. Who's Patricia? Daniel turned, scanned the room, found his mother standing exactly where she'd been, watching. My mother. The paramedic followed his gaze. We need to talk to her now. But when they looked again, Patricia was gone. Daniel ran to the exit, checked the parking lot. Her car was gone too. He pulled out his phone, called her. Straight to voicemail. Called again. Same thing. He ran back inside. Lauren was being loaded onto a stretcher. I'm coming with you. Sir, are you family? I'm her husband. The words felt hollow. They'd said their vows 3 hours ago. Now she might not make it to see tomorrow. At the hospital, doctors worked fast, pumped her stomach, ran blood work. The results came back in 40 minutes. An antifreeze, ethylene glycol, a lethal dose. Another hour and she would have been dead. The detective arrived while Lauren was still unconscious. His name was Martinez, Homicide Division. Tell me everything. Daniel did. The wedding, the collapse, his mother, the taste test. Martinez took notes. Where's your mother now? I don't know. She left. Won't answer her phone. We need to find her. She tried to kill Lauren. Daniel's voice cracked. My own mother tried to kill my wife. Martinez put a hand on his shoulder. We'll get her. But I need you to think. Has she ever threatened Lauren? Said anything that seemed off? Daniel sat down hard, put his head in his hands. She hated her. From the start, said Lauren was using me, that she wasn't good enough, that she'd ruin my life. Did she ever get violent? No, just passive-aggressive. Cold, made comments. But I thought, he looked up. I thought it was just normal mother-in-law stuff, protective, annoying, not... He couldn't finish. They found Patricia 6 hours later, at her house, packing, a suitcase open on her bed, passport, cash, plane ticket to Canada. She didn't resist when they arrested her, didn't say a word, just stared straight ahead. At the station, she waived her right to a lawyer. Martinez couldn't believe it. Mrs. Park, you understand you're being charged with attempted murder? Yes. Her voice was calm, flat. Do you want to tell us what happened? No. We have evidence, witnesses. Your son identified you as the person who gave the bride a taste of the frosting this morning. The frosting that was poisoned. I'm aware. Why did you do it? Patricia looked at him. Really looked at him. Because she was wrong for him. That's not your decision to make. I'm his mother. Everything about him is my decision. Martinez leaned back. He's 31 years old. And I raised him. Alone. After his father died. I sacrificed everything. Everything. For him. So, you tried to kill the woman he loves? I tried to save him from making the biggest mistake of his life. By murdering his bride on their wedding day. Patricia's jaw tightened. She would have ruined him, made him miserable. I was protecting him. From what? From her. From mediocrity. From settling. Martinez shook his head. You're going to prison for a very long time. I did what any good mother would do. No. You did what a sick person does. There's a difference. Patricia looked away. You don't understand. You're right, I don't. The interview ended. Patricia was booked, held without bail. The DA called it one of the clearest cases of premeditated attempted murder she'd ever seen. At the hospital, Lauren woke up 2 days later, groggy, confused. Daniel was at her side, hadn't left. What happened? She whispered. He took her hand. You're okay. You're safe. The wedding doesn't matter. You're alive. That's all that matters. She tried to sit up. He helped her. I don't remember. I remember getting ready to cut the cake. Then nothing. You didn't cut the cake. You collapsed before we could. Why? Daniel's eyes filled. He'd been holding it together for 2 days. Now he broke. My mother poisoned you. Lauren stared at him. What? The taste test. This morning, the frosting she gave you, it had antifreeze in it. That's insane. I know. Your mother tried to kill you. Yes. Lauren's hands started shaking. She hated me. I knew that. But I didn't think. Neither did I. They sat in silence. Lauren processed. Daniel waited. Finally, she spoke. Where is she? Jail. She's been charged. She's not getting out. Does she know I survived? Yes. What did she say? Nothing. She's not talking. Except to her lawyer now. She finally got one. Lauren looked at her hands. At the IV. At the hospital gown. We were supposed to be on our honeymoon. We will be. When you're better. I don't know if I can do this. Daniel's heart stopped. Do what? Be part of your family. Knowing your mother tried to kill me. She's not my family anymore, you are. Daniel, I mean it, I'm done with her completely. She did this, she made this choice, not me. Lauren's eyes filled. She's your mother. And you're my wife. You're my choice. My only choice. The trial was 3 months later. Patricia pleaded not guilty, claimed insanity. Her lawyer argued she'd had a psychotic break, that the stress of losing her husband and fear of losing her son drove her to it. The prosecution brought receipts. Literal receipts. Patricia had bought antifreeze 2 weeks before the wedding. Security footage showed her at the hardware store. Calm, collected, not insane, just methodical. They also found her diary. Pages of entries about Lauren. How she wasn't good enough. How she needed to be eliminated. How Daniel would thank her eventually. The jury deliberated for 2 hours. Guilty. All counts. The judge sentenced her to 25 years. Patricia didn't react. Just stood there. When given a chance to speak, she declined. Daniel and Lauren attended the sentencing. Us sat in the back. When it was over, Patricia was led out in handcuffs. She looked at them once. Her face was empty. No remorse, no recognition, just blank. Daniel looked away. Lauren didn't. She stared until Patricia was gone. Outside the courthouse, reporters swarmed. Daniel and Lauren didn't comment. Just got in their car, drove home. They'd postponed the honeymoon, canceled the first booking, rescheduled for after the trial. Now it was time. They flew to Italy, spent 2 weeks in Tuscany, ate, drank wine, walked through vineyards, tried to remember what normal felt like. It was hard. The shadow of that day followed them, but they tried. One night, sitting on their hotel balcony, Lauren spoke. "Do you ever think about visiting her?" Daniel looked at her. "My mother?" "Yeah." "No. Never." "Not even to get closure?" "What closure?" She tried to kill you. There's nothing to say." Lauren nodded. "I think about it sometimes. What I'd say if I saw her." "What would you say?" "I don't know. Maybe nothing. Maybe everything. I go back and forth." They sat in silence, watching the sunset. Then Daniel spoke. "I'm sorry." "For what?" "For her. For not seeing it. For not protecting you. You didn't know." "I should have. The signs were there, the comments, the looks. I just thought—" "You thought she'd come around." "Yeah. People like that don't come around. They double down." "I know that now." Lauren reached for his hand. "I'm glad I survived." "Me too. Not just because I'm alive, but because now we get to build our life without her. Without that toxicity." "You think we'll be okay?" "I think we already are." They stayed another week. I came home to their apartment in Portland. Started over, sort of. The wedding photos were hard to look at. They kept a few. The ones before the cake, before the collapse. The rest they deleted. Got rid of the wedding cake topper. Donated Lauren's dress. Too many memories attached. They had a small ceremony a year later. Just them. At a courthouse. No family. No guests. Just them and a judge. New rings. New vows. New start. Daniel cut contact with his mother completely. No letters, no calls, no visits. Patricia wrote to him once from prison. He burned it without reading it. Lauren asked if he was sure. He was. Some bridges you burn on purpose. Some people you leave behind, not out of hate, out of survival. His therapist said it was healthy, setting boundaries, protecting his peace. Daniel believed it. Most days. Lauren had nightmares for a year. Woke up gasping, tasting metal. Daniel would hold her, talk her down, remind her she was safe. Eventually, they stopped. Mostly. She started therapy too. PTSD, trust issues, fear of food at events. Normal stuff for someone who'd been poisoned by their mother-in-law. Her therapist said she was resilient. Lauren didn't feel resilient, just tired. But she kept going, kept working, kept living, because the alternative was letting Patricia win, and she refused. 5 years later, they had a daughter. Named her Emma. Didn't tell Patricia, didn't send photos, didn't acknowledge her existence. Emma would never know her grandmother, would never know what she did. They'd tell her eventually, when she was old enough, when she could understand. But for now, she was just a happy kid. Loved, safe, protected, and that's all that mattered. Daniel thought about his mother sometimes, wondered if she regretted it, if she understood what she'd lost, not just her freedom, but her son, her granddaughter, her family. He doubted it. People like that didn't regret. They justified, rationalized, made themselves the victim. He'd learned that in therapy. Some people were incapable of change, incapable of accountability. You couldn't fix them. You could only remove yourself. One day, Emma asked about grandparents. She was 6. Knew about Lauren's parents. They visited often. But Daniel's side was a mystery. "Where's your mom, Daddy?" Daniel looked at Lauren. She nodded. Permission. "She's not around anymore, sweetheart." "Why?" "Because she made some bad choices. And we had to say goodbye." "Did she hurt you?" Kids were perceptive. "She hurt someone I love. Someone very important." Emma looked at Lauren, then back at Daniel. "Mommy?" "Yeah." "Is she sorry?" "I don't know. I hope so." "Do you miss her?" Daniel thought about it. Honestly. "Sometimes, but not the person she became. The person who hurt us." Emma hugged him. "I'm sorry, Daddy." "It's okay, baby. We're okay." And they were. Okay. Not perfect, not healed, but okay. They'd built something despite Patricia. Because of her, maybe. A life defined by choice, by love, by showing up, even when it was hard. Especially when it was hard. Daniel looked at his family, his wife, his daughter, his home, and he felt grateful. Not for what happened, but for surviving it. For choosing each other, for refusing to let poison, literal or metaphorical, destroy them. Patricia was still in prison. Would be for another 15 years at least. Daniel didn't think about her much anymore. Didn't wonder, didn't care. She was a chapter that ended, a door that closed, and he'd locked it. Threw away the key, moved on. Because that's what you do. When someone tries to destroy your happiness, you don't give them the satisfaction of succeeding. You survive. You build. You love harder. You win by living. And Daniel was living. Really living. For the first time in his life, free from the weight of someone else's darkness. And it felt like breathing after being underwater too long. Like finally coming up for air. Like home. If this story reminded you that survival isn't just about making it through, it's about choosing to build something beautiful after. Share it with someone who needs to hear it. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is keep living, keep loving, and refuse to let darkness win.